I am Charlene, the vocal alchemist, and I help you to use your voice with confidence and with a lot of power so that you make sales in your enterprise. And I help you to do it with so much pleasure. I help you to speak with a lot of power and a lot of confidence on live stream, on Zoom, on stage, and I help you to be authoritative and to be able to really command the stage, and I help you to make sales in your enterprise. And I'm particularly talking to you ladies today, but there will be something in there for everybody. So if you are not a lady and you desire to listen in, then feel free to go ahead, because we're going to be talking about the ire and the power. And the ire and the power really dropped in as the title today. Ire is another word for anger. It's another word for irritation and all of that stuff. And I wanted to come in. Hi Cerise, hi my lovely. Please go ahead and tag your people. Tag people who are wanting to create business cash in the most beautiful, most potent, magical way, because that is what I stand for. I stand for the truth behind the commonly held reality in regards to business, in regards to enterprise, and in regards to sales. So the word ire means anger. And what I have noticed in the female collective is this desire to create particularly business cash, enterprise cash, but let's call it business cash, from a place of feeling hard done by and feeling like you're not listened to and feeling like you and your voice are not considered to be worthy and valuable and important. And so what is happening in the workplace and what is happening in business on Zoom calls, on social media, everywhere, is this belief held behind the voice. So as a vocal alchemist, I'm attuned to hear the energetic frequency of people's voices. So what that means is, if you were talking to me about your favorite ice cream flavor, I can hear your belief systems, I can hear your characteristics, which have nothing to do with ice cream. I can hear frequency. And so when I listen to women's voices, particularly female voices, I can just hear a lot of tightness, especially in the back of the throat, which comes from these beliefs that I'm talking about, that you're not seen as or you don't believe that you are seen as beautiful and respectable and powerful. And I really wanted to speak to that, because what is happening is there are a lot of women who are communicating in ways that are very reactive, and you are communicating in ways that are trying to level the playing field. Now, I know there are going to be a lot of women who listen to this broadcast and think to themselves, well, the playing field is not equal and we are not getting equal pay. And I want to speak to those things, but I really want to speak to what is being held in your body and in your belief systems, and of course in your voice also, because what is held in your brain, what is held in your belief systems is held also in the voice. It comes out in your tone, it comes out in your frequency, it comes out in the sound of your voice, it comes out in the volume of your voice, the intensity in which you speak. But before you've even spoken a word, it comes out in there is an internal voice rather that gets played in the mind even before you speak. And if that internal voice is being sponsored by the things that you believe you lack, the attention that you are not getting, or the respect that you are not getting, and the money that you are not getting, then the voice just follows suit. And the voice is so responsive to your thoughts and your mind. There's a reason why, thank you for tagging people, my love. There's a reason why when you get in the shower, you can sing and you can do amazing things with your voice, and that you're not able to do when a whole bunch of people are watching you. Or you get in the shower and you may not sound good, but you don't care whether you sound good or not because there's nobody watching. You know, you're in a hot, steamy shower and you're just relaxed and you're doing your thing. It doesn't even matter what the sound of your voice is. And so when you come into a professional environment, such as your workplace, such as a live stream where you want to make sales, or a Zoom meeting where you are presenting to your peers and to your superiors, it becomes like this microcosm environment where all of your fears, all of your limiting beliefs, they amplify themselves into these levels, which are now impacting your confidence. They're impacting your freedom. They're impacting your relaxation. And then when you really feel into your body, you will feel how stressed you are because your belly is tight, okay? And your yoni might be tight. And it's because there are these beliefs in the mind that are playing out in the body. They are playing out in the voice. And what I wanted to say is this: at the risk of being offensive, I'll say this. You have innate power as a woman that looks different to the innate power of a man. Your power looks different. It sounds different. It has a different tone. It has different frequencies, different tones, plural. And if you are looking to men as the standard, i.e., I need to be like a man to get ahead, or I need to exert myself as a man so that people will listen to me and respect me, or I need to work as hard as a man so that my male peers and my male superiors respect me, then you have missed it. And I want to speak to those women who are suffering with burnout right now and adrenal fatigue, and it's Tuesday today and you are sick of work already, and it's just Tuesday, and you are in your business and you're just like, for God's sake, I need to make more sales. Why am I not making more sales? And here is the beautiful secret about making sales. And I am on this live stream giving this to you for free. Are you ready to receive it? Okay. Your secret to making sales as a woman is to plug in to what it actually means to be a woman in the first place. There is a sweet receptivity that we have in our bodies that requires us to be vulnerable, soft, and open in order to receive. And what that means is you literally cannot afford to treat men as if they are the standard of being. And so you need to imitate masculinity, co-opt masculinity in order to make money. And this is just dropping in that a lot of you are using busyness in your business to validate you being in business in the first place. There is this desire to be busy, and you believe that if you're productive enough, that if you are busy enough, then you will, I suffered with this for years, that if you are busy enough And if you are productive enough, then you will make the sale. And what you don't realize is that that is wreaking havoc on your nervous system. It's wreaking absolute havoc with the way that you think. You desire to multitask, and you believe that that will help you get more done. And it's wreaking havoc with your adrenal system. It's wreaking havoc. Some of you are experiencing a lot of insomnia because you are worried about money, you're worried about the sale, you're worried about doing all of the different things and the dishes and the kids, and you're worried about what do your male superiors think of you, or your female superiors think of you? What do people think of you? And what it requires in regards to being a woman is to come home to your body. Now, what does that mean? And what does that even look like? Because if you are in the realm of the spiritual entrepreneur, you've heard that so many times, to be embodied and feminine embodiment. What the heck does it mean? I'm going to tell you what it means. What it means to be embodied is to make a decision about what it is that you value. What do you value? Do you value proving yourself, burning yourself out, and trying to prove a point so that all of your peers respect you? Or do you value not giving a damn about what people think? And I'm not coming from the perspective of I don't care, when secretly you do care. That's not what I'm talking about. And that's another example of what the ire is. The ire, believing that you have to be angry and I don't care in order to have power. What I am saying to you is this, that the real power is to be able to unhook, first of all, from what you believe being a business person is, being a woman in enterprise, being a woman who creates cash by transaction of services and goods. What does that even mean? And what is it that you value? Do you value just making the money and going from cash day to cash day, from cash moment to cash moment? But in between every cash day and in between every cash moment, you're full of anxiety and you're full of stress and you're time deficient and you've got to take the kids to school, and that you're doing all of these things on your own, or you're in the boardroom meeting and feeling like you're on your own because you're the only woman, or you're the only woman of color. Or do you value feeling so contained within your own body that nothing on the outside of you phases you, that nothing on the outside of you can give you power or take it away, because you know what your value is, and you know what your value is as a woman, not as a woman trying to imitate power. I will leave it there. I love you. You are awesome. And I'll speak to you soon.